Welcome to the Jock Podcast. Johnny's here. Nikki, for purposes to match me.
Johnny, Nikki.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Thank you. We're gonna cheers.
Ooh,
Mr. Grand Canyon, what you drinking out of?
Mr. Fix It.
Is that what they call you?
Well, you make a lot of mistakes.
We also
Wait. Question: have you been to the Grand Canyon?
No, I've not. Have you? This mug came from your pantry.
My mother-in-law brought it. So, nice little stogie sesh today. I'm a big fan. We actually had a cigar roller at our wedding. We are smoking on some Perdomos. Are you smoking a Perdomo?
I am smoking a Perdomo.
Yes. This is the 10th anniversary edition. Maduro. I'm a big Rocky Patel fan. So I started smoking these Perdomos, and I really like them.
Yeah, oh, great. And we're doing this because we work hard. We're enjoying a beautiful evening, so the fall air is starting to come in a bit.
Oh, it's amazing.
We're outside in the garage, no sweating, none of that. So we're celebrating tonight. We're talking about work ethic and why you should work hard and all these things. So we figured, why not have fun with it? Kind of like smoking the. That was bad.
So a lot of people are very adamant about what they drink with their cigars, right? They like to pair. There's actually this chart I like, and it shows like what kind of cigar is paired with what. But whatever. Yeah. So John, I don't know what the chart says for that one, but what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a White Monster. How does that pair with a cigar?
I think those go with the Connecticut. I don't know.
What about you?
So, my wife, as you heard inside, I was suggested to cut back on my caffeine content for the day. So instead of going with the energy drink or the 300 milligram espresso drink, I went with a mushroom coffee. So shout out to Everyday Dose.
Shout out.
Yeah, good healthy alternative. I think it's like 45 milligrams of caffeine, mushroom blend, and it actually doesn't taste gross. Like it's got this
you would assume it would.
Yeah, it's like chocolatey. It's really good.
And it came with the fancy mixer.
And it came with we gotta get you guys better pay us at this point. All right.
Yeah, right.
Your sales are gonna be booming.
Not sponsored. So today we have a pretty serious topic, and it's something that we all do. It's work, right? Work obviously takes up. Actually, what is it? There's a study. It's like 80% of someone's life you actually spend working. That might not be the exact number.
Hey, Jamie, can you? That's right, buddy. We don't got a Jamie.
We don't have a producer yet, but work takes up a lot of your life, right? Yeah. When you're not doing sleeping, eating, hanging out with friends, and all that, you're probably working. So we want to talk about why it's important to work, why you should be passionate about working. Specifically, this podcast is around growing as a man, right? I think as men, we should take pride in our work. We should be supporters. We should be providers. We should be working hard. That's the basis of it all. We want to get a little deep with that. So I think to start, Nick, can you share a little Bible verse that maybe it goes into work?
Yeah. So these are all,
what resonates with you?
They all apply. Thessalonians, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. And the key word there, or a key word there, is unwilling.
Yeah, right. There are circumstances where you can't work.
Unable and unwilling are very different.
Yep.
And if somebody is unable in your family or close to you, or just anybody really, right? We're supposed to love each other. It's our job to step up, and that's another responsibility we have is to help provide for them.
Yeah.
And then I I like this one in Proverbs, and this is just, I've done this. I'm guilty of this. Like, who isn't, right? Everybody, we talk about our dreams. We talk about starting that company. We talk about what we want to do. And aren't you tired of talking about it? Like, are you not tired of saying the same freaking thing last year, the year before? Look back at your life. I've been saying this since I'm 20. Who wants to hear that guy, right? I'm being honest with you. The truth is, like, when you say something that you've been saying for years and you tell me again, and I'm just like, oh, shut up. Here we go.
It gets to the point where like, fuck, Nick is talking to me again about this idea.
Do it or don't. I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear about it again until you start it. Yeah. So real quick, before we go off on a tangent, in Proverbs, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty. Read that again. You want to cut it? Sorry. In Proverbs, all hard work brings a profit, but mere talk leads only to poverty.
that's getting into the point of like being idea guys are great. We're both idea guys, right?
We
have
are
a ton
both
of
idea
ideas.
guys.
We've had many ideas before.
Yeah.
But like being, not that that's bad, but being less of an idea guy, more of a doer a bit.
Yeah, like you don't want to be that joke. Like honestly, that's what it comes down to. You don't want to be. You want people to take you seriously.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be that joke. Like come up with a business plan if that's what you want to do. Come up with a business plan, a goal, actionable steps. We've been through this before, fellow Joxers. If you've been listening,
Yeah.
And if you haven't done it already, like is your life getting better? Has it gotten a lot better? Have you seen the significant changes that you've wanted to since we've been doing these episodes? And
as long as you're implementing the steps.
Well, I'm saying, and if not. Obviously, this goes with what we're saying. Like you're the idea guy. You're the bullshit artist. You're the one that just has shit coming out of their mouth.
Question for you.
Yeah.
As you become more of an executor, can you get away with being more of an idea guy because like it holds more weight? Does that question make sense?
I think as far as you mean other people taking you more serious?
Yeah, that that's the biggest, most important thing, but
no, for sure. Like
you build credibility, I guess.
Before I had the business, I felt I don't mean to make this about me. It's just how I know to apply it in this scenario. Because I feel like I would have all these ideas and people were like, yeah, good, do that.
Yeah.
And, I don't blame them, honestly.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden I talk about an investment opportunity or something I may do. And it seems like people are much more receptive.
Got it.
So.
Okay. So.
You like pudding?
Yeah.
That's where you find the proof, brother. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, it's definitely it's just so common in present day society. Like think about it. Like haven't you heard a bunch of freaking people just say the same shit over and over and over again?
And you get numb to it a bit.
Yeah.
When you hear it,
and it's not a bad time to ask yourself, like, am I that guy? Have I been saying? And honestly, if you are, we're not beating you up. Like I'm that guy, you're that guy. We all do this shit, right? We're human. But if you're doing it like today's the day you take action, say you don't need to wait for New Year's for the resolution. Yeah. Today's the day you say, I'm making the change. I didn't start my actionable steps yet, but now I'm going to. I'm writing shit out tonight. You got to do it. Like, what's the big deal? You fail. So what?
Yeah.
Right.
But do you think like holding people back too is like once you pull the trigger, once you're going, it's hard, right? It's not easy. You got a commitment now. You're working towards this thing, right? Which just was an idea. Now you've got to implement all the steps you got to do. You got to do. And it's not easy. Do you think that's why people keep it more in idea mode and talk rather than...
I think people are afraid of failure because once you fail, and this may be subconscious, once you fail, you have to live with the reality of you failing, opposed to like not knowing and getting that luxury of the satisfaction of, I could possibly do this.
Yeah.
Like you have that false sense of reality inside where you're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's not reality. And reality is like, you have to create that reality. Yeah. And that requires that risk. Yeah. It requires that chance. It requires you to say, fuck it, I'm going for it. And guess what? If you fail, there is beauty in the struggle. Yeah. There's beauty in the failure. You're still going to learn. You're going to come out stronger. And then all of a sudden, your next idea, all of a sudden, you're going to be like, I got some groundwork laid here. Like, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Not making that mistake again.
And I think, like, I also like to be the voice of, like, the common man, as you guys would know if you're going through this. Even if you're not like that entrepreneur who's starting a cleaning company or starting something like that, you can apply this into your work right now, right? Like
if you are working, if you want to learn like work ethic, because you do have to learn work ethic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like of course more people are naturally inclined, just like some people are more naturally inclined to draw a picture or listen to music and all of a sudden pick up the rhythm. Like, I can't catch a rhythm for anything. Anyway. You have to instill that from not even a young age, but you can start at a young age. I have someone pretty close to me, and I was talking to them about working harder, and they were like talking about, and I'm not knocking on you if you listen to this. This is just a good learning opportunity because I needed this, and if I were you, I'd be happy because it took me way longer to hear this or at least listen to it. I probably heard it a bunch, just didn't listen to it. Okay. And they were like, well, this isn't my career. I'm making X amount of money here. Why am I going to bust my ass? It's like, that's a shitty attitude. And then guess what? That day that it comes, that opportunity comes that you've always wanted, you start there and you have your first hard day and you're like, man, this is tough. You haven't built that grittiness inside of you. You haven't calloused your mind yet. You haven't developed all of those skills because you've already pushed yourself. So the point, you haven't pushed yourself yet to the point where you've wanted to go home and you've said, no, I'm going through this, and then gotten that satisfaction out of it, because you do get satisfaction out of it. And then all of a sudden it's like an addiction. You want it again.
Yeah.
So now this time when the opportunity comes, you're like, nah, I'm pushing through this. No problem. No questions asked. And that limit, that threshold is now way further than it would have been if you never took that, if you didn't build it earlier.
Yeah. And I think that's a good point too. So, work ethic, I think, is contagious, right? Think about it like a few of the R&L jobs I've been on, right? I've only been on a few. You could show up, right? We could show up to a big job that requires 10 plus hours of work. We're mopping, we're cleaning the windows, we're doing all this. I could show up in the morning and I could be like, oh boy, there's a lot of work. I got to get the mop buckets. I got to do this. I got to do this. Then you got 3 other people who are now contagious to that negative, complaining kind of like atmosphere and not doing things. You're like, this is a lot of work. I got to work around this guy. It's very negative. Or you can show up and be like, you know what? We're going to crush this today. Let's get this done. Like having good work ethic is contagious, right? And shout out to Pat. Like I showed up to one of these jobs. He is cleaning when he is
guy's an animal.
Going. And that was so contagious for me. Like I could have easily sat there and been like, and like we've made the jokes, whatever. I could easily sit there and be like, this isn't my, like you just said, this isn't my career. This is what I'm doing. Or I could see how much pride Pat has in this.
It's not even that. Do you really want to walk by Pat and like know that he's carrying your weight?
Yeah.
Do you want to feel that?
Yeah.
No, like you're going to be like, no, I got this. Next thing you know, you guys are just connecting.
Yeah.
Like everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
We're all on one accord. We want to do better. We're lifting each other up, and it's just we're just a machine all of a sudden.
And like same for the office scenario, right? You show up to work in the office. You want to be the guy who's like, just sitting at his desk quiet, like barely doing any work. Or you want to be the contagious guy who's like lifting everyone up, getting work done, like bringing everyone up with you.
If you need this paradigm shift, easiest way to do it, from got to get to. No longer, I got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to do this. You get to do this. You get to do this. You're blessed. You're blessed to be able to do this today. It's going to suck either way, whether you work your ass off or you don't work hard at all, because if you're not going to work hard at all, you're going to see that. You're going to see that in your life in other aspects. You'd rather, why not choose the suck that's going to benefit you later, right? Why not choose the suck that you're going to grow from? It's just, to me, And it's frustrating. Sorry, last thing.
No,
I'm now popping off.
Here we go.
It's frustrating. And I've been this guy on a work site for, all right, easy with the head shake, like, but I've been this guy younger. Yeah, I was the young guy on the site, and I was slacking, and I could see all these guys providing for their families, working their asses off, frustrated with me, and I unfortunately had a shitty attitude
because you weren't taking it seriously.
Yeah, and I did have a shitty attitude when I was younger, and I feel bad now, but now I just got to grow, right? I can't change that. So, but now, like, I see it. I had to learn that. But I put myself in those situations. I was able to learn. That was a blessing to now learn it, But that was a blessing to be able to work with those guys and to see them lead the team and be like, no, like without saying it, this is how you work.
Yeah. And I think so.
Sorry, real quick, buddy. Look at that, huh?
That does look good.
Yeah. Oh, not bad, Johnny. Wow.
So my sister owns a smoothie shop. Faith, Smooth Monkey, shout out Smooth Monkey. So one thing for her, she's a newer business owner, right? Within the last couple of years. And we've had a lot of conversations of, she's very passionate about it, right? The biggest thing she has struggled with is getting the employees to also be passionate about her business, right? You might be able to relate to this.
It's tough.
I'm not a business owner, but we've had a lot of conversations around, okay, first off, maybe it's okay that they don't have the same passion level as you do about your company.
Yeah.
It's probably unrealistic to
expect. You can't expect them to.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner, don't expect your employees to care as much as you. And honestly, they shouldn't. If they care more about your business than you do, you probably have, some work to do yourself. But keep going.
Fair. But then one of the biggest shifts in that was like, hey, what if you can relate to them more if you start like becoming that contagious person to where they now care about you. You set future goals and visions for them, and like how can you give them something to look forward to in their work to make it a bit more like maybe something for them to work towards. And then if they care about you as the business owner, they're not going to want your company to fail. They're going to show up with passion, because if they don't do a good job, guess what? This is Faith's livelihood on the line, or Nick's life. Like, does that kind of resonate a bit with you?
So
you want them to work hard for you, I guess, is what it is. Because they care.
So you definitely want to create incentive, right? You can do this with bonuses, just throwing your guys some extra money, the whatever. Like, you just show them that you care and appreciate them, and if they work hard, they'll be rewarded for it. But it goes a little deeper than that, right? Okay. What's more valuable than that little bonus or whatever? And fortunately, a lot of the guys on my team, when I say team, right now I'm talking about the R&L team, a lot of them are fighters that I train with, and they understand work ethic.
Oh, yeah.
Because they understand the difference of not working hard and working hard.
Yeah.
So I am very fortunate to work with so many of them, because I really don't have that issue.
Yeah.
That being said, I've had workers tell me that they want to do good, because one of the best compliments I've gotten was from a guy that told me, "You're the kind of boss that makes me want to show up to work." That's what I'm saying. They see the work that you put in. Yeah. And they see not necessarily the struggle, that you don't want them to see that necessarily, but you just want them to know that it matters. And if they feel that, and they understand, like, all right, this is important, then they become part of the bigger mission. And it's like you said, it's kind of like you just build off of each other.
And I think it relates to both sides of it, right? From the business owner standpoint, getting people to relate, and then from, if you're an employee, there's nothing wrong with that either. If you can get to that human level of it, like for me in my role now, in my marketing role, I have known the CEO of our company for years. We have a good personal relationship, right? Like, I want to do a good job for him, right? Like, my work aside, all of that, I have a lot of respect for him. And like, that definitely plays a role in the work that I do.
And that's a good note. If you're on the employer side of this, that right there is a great reason to connect with your employees. That's why you want to always keep that, regardless of, like, you never want to be disconnected from the workforce or who's doing the work. Because I got news for you. Without them, you're nothing. Like, your business is going down, and you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it for that reason, but you want to do it because it is important to you, and you need to keep this. You need to keep it relatable. Like, you need to understand what they're dealing with and stuff. And when they see that you genuinely care about them, they're going to want to do better, because they care about you, just like you said. So that's a great way to create incentive, is just, really being a team. Yeah. And leading by example. That's a must. Because if you're, some people get presented these opportunities where they may have acquired a company or something from somebody else, or purchased it because they ran into a bunch of money. If they don't have that work ethic, it's going to break. And honestly, even if it doesn't, I don't care. With the work ethic, there's so much more value. Why run a shitty company when you can have a company thrive and grow and have your team want to show up? It's one of the most powerful things you can have at a company.
Oh, yeah. So what, like, for us, we grew up with pretty good role models for work ethic, right? Your parents worked their ass off.
Oh,
boy.
I was very stubborn. I wanted to let this roll.
You told me to let it go.
No, I really wanted to see what I could do there. I'm not upset about it. I'm not.
You did well.
We're in the garage. That's why why it's appropriate.
Beautiful.
All right, keep going.
All right, so we've been blessed to have seen good work ethic role models from a young age, right? And that's been instilled in us. For the person maybe who hasn't had great role models growing up, how do you start to, like, I don't want to say learn work ethic, but I'm sure you can learn it, right? Like,
everybody needs to learn work ethic.
Okay, so how can you start if you maybe had never even don't have a good example of it?
Number one, I mean, it goes back to this, like, enough with the talk. Like, put yourself in a situation. You want to own a successful company. Like, you want to be here one day. Start here. Like, do the hard work. Like, do the job to work yourself up there, and see who is working really hard. Pick their brain. Ask them why honestly, it's a nice compliment. Ask them, if you can talk to them on a personal level, why do you work so hard?
That is one. So I, in my professional career, like in the marketing space, I graduated college, and before I graduated, I interned at a marketing agency, where it was a very small company. So there were 3 employees. Literally, I was like building the company or helping build the company. Sorry. But all of our clients were CEOs, right? And one of the biggest clients was C12, which is a Christian business owner group. You have to like have X amount of revenue, all of this to join. So it's not just anyone joins. I had the beauty of being the account manager for them, right? So I was going to every event. I would sit in these roundtable meetings. I would listen, and I would probably ask questions that were maybe teetering from like, okay, you're not just the marketing person now, you're just asking growth questions. Maybe it was annoying, but that was one of the biggest growth things was for me to just ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And you're right. You might be nervous to ask the questions, but it's almost felt like they were excited and like flattered that they were being asked these questions.
And then
like,
they want to teach you, right?
Yeah. The people want to be mentors. What I've seen, right? Like they take pride in being a mentor to someone and like kind of rubbing off what I almost think it almost adds perspective for them of like, oh, maybe I have done pretty well in my career. You know, like I want to.
And then adds more incentive for them to work hard. Maybe you're picking them up on that day they don't want to show up.
So we're talking about all these things of being a sponge, being a mentor, right? Hard work, why you should be doing it. Do you feel like as men, because a big part of this podcast is growing as men and becoming a better man, that it's important to work and that we should have this work ethic? Like what's the passion?
As a man, we definitely have a responsibility, right? So we're definitely providers, right? And in present day society, a lot of women, we're about to lose some followers, buddy.
No,
not at all. And if we lose them, whatever, you leave them for the wrong reasons. Get
comfortable.
Get comfortable. So in present day society, it's definitely, we live in a culture now where a lot of women work and a lot of men work. And I do believe that men are supposed to be providers. That does not mean that women shouldn't work. Full transparency. My wife, breadwinner of the house.
I was going to say, if anyone can say this confidently while having the wife that they do, it kind of holds a little weight.
Well, I think breadwinner, I just said that.
No, yeah, that was a joke.
Stupid,
yes,
it's a stupid term. Like we're a team.
You're right. That is a stupid term.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because even that, like the other person is still contributing something.
No, it's just dumb. It's just like you're a team. Like I don't think looking at things like that.
Yeah.
Like I think that it's still. So if your wife is bringing in more of the income, you're still a provider. You need to hold it down. I think that where that comes into play is the man. I think it's our job. You know, we give ourselves for our wives. We give ourselves for God, and then we give ourselves up like Christ did for the church. We give ourselves up for our wives. When it comes to having to hold it down, you need to be able to put aside emotions and have a mission and accomplish it. There's the hard things to do, like that's your job. Like you need to be handling if it's not work, like physical labor, whatever the case may be, you need to be the one to bear that like tiredness and be like, dang, I'm freaking tired. I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to clean the house. I'm still going to wash the dishes. I'm still going to go cut the grass. I'm still going to go just pretty much hold it down. And you need to not let emotions get the best of you. You need to be able to shoulder it, put it aside, let tell your wife, like, I got you. Like, don't even worry. Like, you want your wife to feel like no matter what happens, like, I got this. Like, I'm not going to, like, there's just nothing we can't do as men. Like, honestly, like, through God. I have a Bible. Can I read a Bible verse real
go
quick?
for it.
I screenshotted this today.
I'm enjoying listening to this. I'm relaxing. I got my cigar.
Give me a second. As my cousins now call me Unc.
Yeah,
a little slow on the technology. Let me get my. No, I'm just kidding. Have faith in God. I tell you the truth. You can say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. I tell you, you can pray for anything, and if you believe that you've received it, it will be yours.
Wow.
Come on.
Wow.
So you can do anything. Like a hard day. What's a hard day? Like you got this shit. So you need to let your wife needs to feel that though. They need to know like, hey, no matter what happens, like I'm going to provide. It's not always financially. It's everything. Like as the man of the household, you need to hold it down. You really do. Just cover all your bases. Make sure everything is aligned. You need to be on top of everything. Like not waiting for life to happen to you, right? You need to be happening to life. You need to dictate what's going to happen. There's not a moment that you should be hit with something in life and then just be shattered and all of a sudden. That's why we have that. That's why we put so much time. First episode, going to Lowe's, getting that shovel and laying a deep foundation right through God. Because no matter what happens, we're not going to be shattered.
Yeah.
That's being a provider.
Yeah.
Like holding it down for your household.
Yeah. So it does.
That's being a strong man.
So it's almost digging deeper into the sense of like being a provider doesn't just need to be monetarily. We need to get that out of our head. Like, that is, of course, a realm, right? You can't do a lot of things in life and build a great life without money. You use that more as like that, as that tool.
Well,
there's a lot more. I think that's what people just automatically go to.
I think a lot of people, for some reason, there's like some people that find it sexist, or I don't know what they think. But when it comes to work, I think maybe instilled from generations previously, like every generation you go back, I think more men worked because, and I'm just going to be honest, now with all the technology, there's less like hard labor intensive jobs, or there's a demand for a lot of jobs that aren't necessarily labor intensive.
Correct.
And I think so back then, and also it was affordable and realistic, and you could have this approach to like you work hard and then your wife's at home raising the family, because I do think that it's a very important thing that your wife prioritizes the home and they have something that they can teach to your kids that they can't get from you. They definitely have their distinct role.
Yeah.
So work hard. That's amazing, but you still need to be that strong woman in your household that gives your children that thing that your husband can't, right? And that's just important to prioritize. But and I'm not saying women can't do hard work. Don't freaking turn this thing in. And honestly, if you do, and then we get a little buzz because of some clip that somebody pulls and tries to get us in trouble with, maybe we'll bring some more people that we could change their lives for the better. Because honestly, I feel confident in this. I do think that women and men can both provide for the household financially, but I do also think it's very important to acknowledge that they have specific roles in the household.
Yes.
Moms I have that connection with my mom. Like my dad couldn't give me that. You know?
Yeah.
And then also I have that connect. I mean, I've learned work ethic from both of them, to be honest.
Correct.
They're both, I'm sure you have too, from your parents.
Yeah.
But there is definitely things like I expect, like I never want my kids to feel my emotions or my hard day.
Yeah.
I want them to just know that I'm handling shit.
Yeah.
And I don't want their mother, my wife, to be the one to have to burden those responsibilities.
Yeah.
So it goes way more than monetarily.
Yeah, and I think like that's one thing as I've gotten older that I really appreciated my parents for. Like we didn't live in the typical American home, right? Like my dad lived in Virginia, my mom was in North Carolina taking care of 5 kids and her mother, right? And I never knew when we struggled.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't we were lower middle class. We were not doing great. We moved all the time. But guess what? I know now that my mom worked 2-3 jobs, barely had enough to get by. And I now know that. I didn't know that. Like she hid, not hid, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy. That's amazing. Yeah. I feel the same way with my parents. I'm so happy you said that. And as you have that experience and now you can look back, do you not just have this, we briefly touched on this last episode, do you not have that respect for your parents? Like, dang, you guys did that. As my mother and father, you were able to put all bullshit aside and provide and nurture.
Yeah, because I'm coming up, I think about all these times where I'm 14 years old being like, Mom, can I have $20 to go to the movies? And she probably literally has $40. She gives me $20 to go to the movies or whatever.
Crazy.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Can I go play in a baseball tournament this weekend? Yet she has to work all weekend. And she's probably like, I can't go to the baseball tournament. No. You can still, yes, you could play. I'll figure it out, right?
And all this pressure,
you know what I mean?
They don't want you having to deal with your friends all being able to do this, and you having to sit out and deal with that crap.
And then she's the parent in town that doesn't. It's just so many things. I'm like, wow, I learned, especially now. First off, you appreciate it. It's also more of like, hey, when I become a parent, I'm not a parent right now. Those are things that I would also like to, no matter what I'm struggling with, being the provider that is a part of this gender role, or even like your wife will work with you to do it, but your kids shouldn't really, like, you don't take that out on the kids, right? Like that's a horrible example to set. So.
And it's funny, like I know, like whenever if I had a problem, I remember a few times in school, got into this fight when I was younger with this kid, Corey, elementary school. I came home a wreck, crying because I thought I'm not gonna have any more friends. I was mean. I knew I did something wrong. And my mom, I remember telling me what's right, and that everything it's gonna all go away. And she was right. But like, even if she was wrong, whatever, like I remember that feeling of angst, going home, like being wrecked. And like, my dad couldn't have provided that for me. He could not have given me that, like, but also like my dad was able to lead by example and show me like how to be a man. But like the mom, as a mom, you definitely have a special connection with your children that your husband cannot. And that is all I'm saying, as far as like, not the only thing I'm saying, but that is what I think is really important as gender roles. Like, I don't care. So I don't want to say I don't care. Like, it's just really annoying to me that like I think the equality issue today is just so blown out of proportion, and it's just ridiculous. But I do think that there are some things as a man, like, you need to be able to shoulder. And when I say shoulder, what's another? Like, you need to be able to like put aside, you carry the weight, whatever. You need to be able to handle all of that and do your I'm not saying men don't need help though mentally. I'm not saying that either.
For sure. We'll get into that in a future episode.
We have a specialist coming on, hopefully next episode. Very exciting. He's got a lot of
we're
experience.
both good. Like, we've talked about this personally many times, of like being able to talk about things and what you shouldn't talk about, all these different things. But going back to this, like, I think that's important to say, because it seems as if like work ethic and work in general isn't just this box of like, hey, I'm going to my 9 to 5. That's my work ethic, and it ends there. It's in all aspects of your life.
Oh,
that's what we're getting at.
It's when you come home and you're tired, and you know your wife's tired too, but your wife has that role to your children that you can't provide. So it's like, all right, I'm going to do the laundry. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to clean up. I'm going to handle all of this because I need my wife on her A game, because we're a team. I need her to be able to provide our children what they need from what they can get from her, and not so much from me. So I need to step up in these areas, and I need to not show my kids that I'm tired. I need to teach them by example.
And then we get into longevity, right? Like, I need to be there, right? I need to be present. That's why you're drinking the mushroom coffee today, right? Work ethic.
Every day,
work ethic goes into being able to, hey, my day is so busy, but I need to carve out some time to exercise so I can be here in 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's all different aspects.
It's this all-encompassing, convoluted.
It's not just 9 to 5 and it ends there. And
it's a very deep understanding. And this is why that I digress back to that freaking job at McDonald's at 18 years old, where you think it doesn't matter, because it does. Because then when you're 40 and you have 3 kids, all of a sudden those principles that you instilled at that young age, from showing up every day, dealing with those hard days, all of a sudden those are reflected now at 40 years old in how you teach your children. Yeah. So there's so much value to hard work. I mean, there's so much we can talk about, and this is really fun because I'm very passionate about it, and I think you are too. This is a great segue into one other topic I know you wanted to touch, of like, the mats don't lie. Yeah, you're gonna see what you put into it. Yeah. So on the flip side, you want to.
So like briefly, I want to talk about like the opposite of that. What happens when you don't work hard, when you don't have something you're working for? When it's easy, especially if you're not building a company, or if you're not, if you're not really like kind of like have it made, if that makes sense. If you're in this regular job and you're showing up at 9 a.m. and you're leaving at 5 and you're not working towards a lot of things, maybe you don't have a family, it's easy to get put in like this mundane process of I wake up, I get dressed, I go to work, I hate my job, I'm not working hard, I'm just going through the motions, and it's a very unfulfilling life, right? Me, we've talked about it previously, like, I've had experience in that realm of it. And now that I'm kind of like have things I'm working towards and passionate about, oh my gosh, I'm like 100% in this 360. And I want to talk about the negative side of it real quick. because I was able to set myself up for a bit, I've had a couple retirement stints, as you know. I took like a year off here and there, you know, in between things. And let me tell you, as fun as that sounds,
can I be honest?
Yeah,
that was the worst I've ever seen John since I've known him.
Boom.
That was.
You would think it would have been the best.
No, yeah, and it sounded good.
Let me tell you real quick. You can only go to the gym so many times. You can only go on so many walks. You can only keep yourself. You realize how much time is in a day when you're not doing a lot of things.
Yeah, and we talk about this behind the scenes. Like the other day, I told John straight. I'm like, dude, I think this is the happiest I've ever seen you in your life.
Yeah,
and that was the low point of that when I saw you doing that, and it seemed at first I remember the high you were on.
Yeah,
straight down back.
It was great for a couple months, right? I'm traveling, I'm doing all these things, and then you realize quickly how unfulfilling that is.
You have to work. Like you gotta work. Yeah. Like you could be the richest man. You have to work.
Even if you're working, making coffee at a coffee shop, it doesn't matter.
Even if it's not money, it's really nothing to do with money. If you're helping the poor, if you're building homes for them, if you're contributing to society, those are those fulfilling things that are giving glory to God, that we can all be better. And, you know, we could all do a better job of not just, I guess, having this goal to make money, right? Like work goes way beyond that, as we've explained in this episode. It's definitely, it's like you said, like it's fulfilling, and you're not going to feel it until you do it, and you just have to do it.
Yeah, and that's why, like, if you're in that mundane process and you're working what you would call a regular job, maybe you're not building these things, embrace it. Like, while you're in that, right, work towards more, but be the person who is contagious to be around, because guess what? If you're in there, you're probably, let's say, in an office with 20 other people who are also in that same realm and have families, kids, whatever. Be a light to them. You never know, like, if you're someone else is probably also feeling the same. And if you just come in with that positive energy and you're working hard, that's going to uplift everyone else. That's at a bare minimum. Guess what? Other people find it enjoyable, and you're being a light for other people.
Isn't it interesting? And like, I'm gonna get us canceled, bro.
Oh boy. That's your job.
I'm gonna get us
I reel us back in.
Here we go. You ready? Isn't it interesting when you look at you? This is the hard truth. And this is not all the time by any means, but I do think that a lot of times you see children have a similar life to their parents. I think that, you know, and then it eventually breaks the cycle. Joe Rogan said it. It's like, I'm going to butcher this, but it's like hard times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create. It's this cycle.
Yeah, definitely.
But a lot of times you do see, though, you know, if someone's dad worked their ass off and they were hard workers, most likely their kids are going to work hard. And then eventually I do think you start to, the more successful you get, I do think that can create, I do think that cycle is also applicable to like society. But that being said, it's, my point is, be that example for your children, right? Show them. And if you can deeply root and explain to them and show them why it matters to work hard and not just create this easy time and not instill those principles, you break the cycle. So if you're on that end, break the cycle. And if you're on the opposite end, maybe your parents or your grandparents, maybe you're just not in this easy, comfy life where you don't have to work hard. And all of a sudden things are slipping. Be the difference. Be the person that breaks the cycle on that end and say, you know what? F that. I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to have kids, and I'm going to show them I'm going to explain to them why it's so valuable to have this work ethic. I'm going to show them why it's important, tell them and explain to them. Be either way, on either side of the spectrum, be the leader, be the example, and be the provider, you know, that you're meant to be.
Yeah.
So,
and then in full cycle, back to our mentorship thing, you become the mentor and rub all your experiences off on other people. I think all of this ties into generational impact, like you talk about the impact that your parents had on you and that you have on your kids, or even if you don't have kids, right? Nieces, nephews, whoever you're sharing this to, they all have to do with each other. So, your work ethic, like we've talked about, again, not just your job, all this, it's all around in your life. How does this tie into when you die? We're all going to die. How does your impact lead to grandkids, great grandkids, great nieces, great nephews, whatever it might look like?
Yeah.
Friends, right?
Yeah,
Whatever.
no, we're here, and we we have a responsibility to do the best that we can, right? This all goes with what you're saying. And also, I apologize. I rookie mistake. I've been blowing the smoke this way. Very stupid.
Why?
Because now they're gonna see the smoke. It's gonna go in the.
We wanted you to feel like you were here with us.
No, we didn't, and it took me.
And
that
actually,
long
if
to
you were here
figure it
with us,
out.
we shouldn't be throwing the smoke into your face. I take that back.
To go back to it though, like, yeah, like if you constantly instill this and it keeps on going, the most important thing, the only thing that matters is happening. You're giving God glory.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing. It's society is at a weird point right now with AI, and AI is this crazy. How do you feel about AI? I want to hear from you.
I'm a fan of using it as a tool, not relying on it. So it's easy to use ChatGPT as a clone, if you will, like using it to do everything for you. Get very reliant on it. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying it's easy to fall into that trap of, maybe even trap's the wrong word. It's easy to get very reliant on AI and have it take over every aspect, and you kind of lose your thoughts, if that makes sense. I think it's important to keep your thoughts and use AI more as like the tool to help you get work done and build towards different things, right? Continue.
In theory, I think, can we have a little disagreement on the camera?
Yeah, of course.
In theory, I think that sounds awesome.
Okay.
I really do.
Yeah.
And I agree in theory.
That's how I use it.
It is, but you've also gone through school and you've also been brought up with all those work ethic principles.
That's a good point. Can I
now,
pause right there before you continue? Because let's break this down.
My bad.
Okay, go through school, right? Think about when we were going through school, right? You were a little before my time, but when we were going through school.
Don't think I deserve that.
And we used to write essays, for example, right? We used to handwrite it, middle school, high school, even when we typed. We had one family computer and you had to print it off, and you didn't have all this stuff. Spell check was like the AI of that time, right? So you had to handwrite a rough draft for an essay, and then you had to handwrite the actual essay, and then your teacher would red ink everything, and then you'd have to rewrite it, right? There was no AI to help you build it. I could not imagine how, I don't know, I'm not around a lot of kids. You might be with your cousins and all that. I feel as if for kids growing up in the school system, I can't imagine that they're not relying on AI. Think about when you were in high school and all this, just trying to pass.
Dude, I saw this.
Would you not have relied on it? Probably.
Buddy, straight A's across
Right,
the board.
that's what I
didn't
mean.
need that.
So I can't relate to that because we probably would have utilized it.
Do you know there's a school now where there's no teachers? Not one teacher. No, I'm not even kidding.
I know.
There's guides, and then you hear these whack ass these reviews or whatever you want to call them of parents saying how great it is because they're breaking the mundane cycle of school. So now they're like, I'm so happy my kid's going to get efficient learning. So now all of a sudden they have guides. You're not a teacher anymore because they are telling you are taught by AI. I am here to guide you emotionally and teach you.
So that's why you're saying it's easy for me to say that, because we've had all these lessons and things we've had to do and all that to get to this point.
I'm saying that the extremely important, invaluable skill of critical thinking,
boom,
is going to diminish.
That's what I was trying to say. You say critical thinking is the perfect word for that, because if you're relying on AI for all of the thoughts and everything that you're doing, you don't have critical thinking.
Those are Claire's words. I would have said something dumber.
Oh, well, there you go. It sounds great, because that's literally the point I was trying to get across. If you still keep your thoughts, what you think, what you believe, all of that, use the AI more as almost like an assistant to you, right? To get some of the tasky work done with your leadership. If you're a manager essentially of your AI, that's the way you use it. I cannot relate to how I don't know how the schooling system works now, but I can only imagine they're using ChatGPT for everything.
So another problem is, well, actually, some schools are kind of going backwards and Like my cousin in New York, he just told me phones, you can get in trouble for having your phone in school now. And
Because of these reasons, probably.
I don't know if it's
There's
like
so many
specifically
resources.
that, but I mean, like social media alone, kids distracted
true.
nonstop.
Yeah.
So now you can no longer, it's prohibited in your school to have your phone.
Okay.
So that's awesome.
All right, we covered a lot around how work affects all of your life, the people around you, things you can do. What else we got? What else you got?
No, I really feel like we covered a lot, but like there's definitely something. We're gonna give a nice segue into the next episode here as we wrap up. There is something about being a man, and that's what it comes down to. There is something, and it's undeniable. There's something to being a woman, and they're both very, very empowering, right? But they are separate. And today we've covered some of those really amazing things that if you're a man listening, that amazing roles that you have, and as well as if you're a woman listening, amazing roles that you have. I think it's really important to today, since you've listened to this, whether you're doing well already, you've already kind of understood this concept, how can we improve, right? Because we want to keep on moving forward.
That's right.
So as for being a man, when I say that, right, there is a fine line. I am never, being somebody who has struggled with mental health, there's a very fine line between knowing when to shoulder the burdens and knowing when to ask for help. And maybe we're not the best at that. I know I've waited too long, and it's led me to down dark paths and where I've internally struggled, and I probably didn't have to. Next week we have actually it's gonna be a couple weeks because we're going to Portugal.
Hey-o!
I'm excited. Yeah, we're really excited. So when we get back, actually, like with
honeymoon.
Yeah, oh, so excited. We've been learning Portuguese. I'm pumped. We'll tell you about it when we get back. So when we get back, we're gonna have a guest that we really, really feel is gonna share some valuable insight and gonna be able to help determine, like, hey, like this is, and everybody can probably use therapy, honestly. But real quick, probably tell you like, hey, like this, if you're struggling with this, it's okay, and these people are here to help you.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can shed some light on where to go, how to get help. And
that's definitely something, I've struggled with and have worked towards, and we both worked towards. We talked through it. Also, fun fact about this guest, while we're on work ethic, he also worked at Kohl's, so he had got that Kohl's work ethic.
He did work at Kohl's.
Got that for a long time.
This guest is an amazing guest.
Yeah.
I met this, I almost said kid, it's older than me, I think. But I met him probably at 18 years old at Kohl's.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't meet him at Kohl's. That's
at the gym.
I met him at the gym.
Yeah.
I saw this dude just in the gym, and it was like 10:30 p.m. and I was by myself, and we were in the locker room, and I just started talking to him. We became great friends. But this guy, man, I have seen grow. And then I find out he works at Kohl's. Knew my mom.
Yeah. My mom and him are close.
And like this is somebody I've also seen build his life on work ethic. He was working 3 jobs. But I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to let him tell his story. That's,
But they all go hand in hand with this episode, with the beginning episodes. That's why we're talking. Like this is all. It's all built to where we check ourselves all the time. We're like, are we living what we're talking about on the podcast? Right. It's all built to where we are all growing together to becoming better men. Right?
Speaking of which, I have an idea for me and you.
All right.
I'm going to do this right now on the podcast.
I was just going to say that. I was like, this is the perfect time for you. I know where you're going.
I'm going to give you 2 choices.
I know where you're going.
I'm going to give you 2 choices, and you got to choose right now.
Exactly what you're going to ask. Okay.
And don't pick the easy one.
I don't think there's going to be an easy one.
All right.
One's easier probably than the other.
Just tell me what you want.
All right.
And now if you pick the easy one,
give me
then
both.
all know you picked the easy.
Give me both.
Truth is, I don't know which one's easier, but we're just going to do it either. All right. Triathlon or Ironman? What?
The easy one? Triathlon and Ironman. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Well,
no, I think it's time. We'll bring them along the journey of training. Let's practice. Let's show them.
Ironman. What do we? I don't know. I don't know about the triathlon. Ironman. What do we do?
I have no idea. I think it's a long.
We'll do more digging.
No. We're not going to do
triathlon. Is marathon length, if I'm wrong, but you do all 3: swimming, biking, running.
I think an Ironman's a much longer, more intense race. I could be wrong.
Ironman triathlon's 26 miles.
Hold on. What does an Ironman consist of?
Yeah, here we go. We're getting this on cameras.
All right. 2.4 mile swim, 112-mile bike ride, and topped off with the marathon.
You didn't even give me the option of what? I've never ran a half marathon.
Hold on. What does a triathlon consist of? Let's see. Oh, man, that's great. What does a triathlon consist of? Triathlon. Endurance, multi-sport. Triathlons compete for the fastest. Yeah. Greek word. All right, come on.
Could we start with like a Spartan race?
No.
Half marathon.
Nobody.
But I haven't ran more than 3 miles.
Is that my problem? That's why we said start early.
All right, I do need something to train for. I'm working out more for fun, glamour muscles, going through the motions. I want something to train for. The first one seems a bit like I need a long time to train for.
Okay. So this one is this is definitely not as bad.
Okay. What do you mean by not as bad?
So wait, I think an Ironman is a triathlon.
So they're very similar.
The pinnacle. Well, a full Ironman is the pinnacle of endurance triathlon.
Okay.
So
I like the idea of doing all three. Now
I'm just now you guys know I don't know what I'm talking about, but so we're gonna do a triathlon essentially.
Okay. Yes.
So you're in.
I'm in.
No, buddy. You're in. Let me hear it.
I'm in. I'll give it a shot.
Let's go.
Will I collapse through it? No.
We got this.
I'm going to train for it. I'm really putting my my money where my mouth is on this one.
So we need to. This is awesome because this is going to hold you accountable.
And then every week on here, you're going to see the hopefully maybe the arms get a little more fit. Maybe the face, you start to see it. You guys are going to see the progress to that.
So we're going to pick a date.
Yeah, but I need time to train.
All right, hold on. I'm let's not come up with the all these problems first. Let's
no problems.
Okay,
I'm saying I need time to train. I need to be realistic.
All right, what's going on here?
No problem. You kidding me?
First
marathon, 100-mile bike ride. And I do like to swim, let me tell you. Swimming is one of my favorite cardio exercises because it works the whole body.
We're going to have to take this part out. This is embarrassing.
That's okay. I'm just talking while you're doing that. I love swimming for cardio.
Hold on.
Let me tell you. You ever swam for cardio?
Hold on.
Just talking.
No, we're going to wait. We're going to wait because this is really fun. This is good, buddy.
What's going on there? Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got it. This will be a fun little.
So we'll go back.
Fun little banter at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said, what were you saying?
So I was saying the three. I do like the idea of the three. I love riding a bike. Have I ever rode a bike for 100 miles? No. Have I ever rode a bike for 20 miles? No. But I think I know I can do it.
Bro, I can't swim. I mean, I can swim, but I really
swim
can't.
In yours?
No, I can't.
You'll learn how to swim.
I mean, I can swim, bro. Like I'm not.
No, I know, but how long was the swimming? It was like miles.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
That's not the problem. There's no problem. Mm-hmm. No problem. Yeah. We'll train for it.
So we're doing this.
We're doing it.
We're doing this?
Yes. Spring.
Huh?
Spring? Is that enough time to train?
Spring?
How long do I need to train?
That's actually not. Yeah.
Thank
Spring's
you.
Good.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I
Be
apologize.
realistic.
This is.
This is good because sometimes in the winter I don't. This is real here. You guys can all probably relate to this. In the winter, the holidays, all this stuff. Maybe you don't work out as hard as you do in this spring and summer. This will keep me in line.
Yeah. So spring's realistic. We'll look at where we're gonna. I'll do some.
I want to ask. My only ask. Can we make it like an event? Go somewhere not Charlotte. Area, make it like a thing
for sure. Yeah. Okay. No, the girls we're gonna have a vacation.
Yeah.
We'll suffer. We'll go through that.
Yeah.
Not suffer. We're gonna enjoy this.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm wrong. We're gonna enjoy this. And,
is it gonna be hard? Yes.
It is gonna be hard.
It? Yes.
Are we gonna learn from it?
Yes.
We're gonna grow.
Yes.
We buddies. All right. So let's
work ethic.
Yeah, we're gonna do this, Johnny.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited.
All right. I'm on camera.
So now we have this,
and this will be published. We're not cutting this.
No.
So if we don't do this now, you guys can.
We're doing it. So it's done. We're doing it. Got to buy a bike. All right, so back to homework. Oh, I owe you one more thank you. I've been doing some walks lately. You got me. Got him. You were right. Yeah, nice, buddy. Like we do our walks with the dogs, but like since you started talking about it so much, now when we walk, like I just really, we were just in Texas and we went on this walk, had our morning coffee, and I was just like, this is incredible.
It was a shift for me, and that's why I say like when you say like I enjoy going on walks, whatever, it can just seem so like sure we all go on walks, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're intentional about your walking and your walking time, right? You're looking around at nature, you're noticing the birds, you're thinking, or you're not thinking sometimes. Like it's big.
I owe you. Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you for always.
Yeah,
of
course.
Encouraging our jocksters to do it, and me.
Look at that.
But so now it's time. What are we gonna do as far as the fellow jockster?
Okay.
How can we improve? Let's really take this head on and think about, have I been complaining? Have I been providing? Let's just reflect a little bit, okay? And then I want you to come up with an action plan, or maybe you don't need to drag this one out. Maybe this one's just like, no, I'm going to stop doing this and have this paradigm shift now and work from inside out, right? Let's fix the problem, and then you're gonna put it out into the world,
Yeah.
Give glory to God.
That's
what
it.
we do.
All right. We're ending it there.
All right. Good episode.
Good
Johnny.
episode.
Thanks, guys.
Now get back to work.